Hey guys, welcome back to Orwell Ignorance is Strength. My name is Soak and I'll be your Orwell agent for the next half hour or so. We're heading into day 3 now, the final episode of this series, so very much looking forward to seeing what Raban Vhart's going to get up to, and hopefully we can put a stop to the machinations of his maniacal mind. Sorry I don't normally use those words, but there you go. Anyway, to summarize day 2, we found out that Raban's younger brother Illya and his wife Karen were having a little bit of a smooch fest at Bonton Park Hotel behind his back, and he was not too impressed, kind of threw him off. He wasn't able to complete his provocation against President Cassart, the president of the Parges. I guess that's how you pronounce it. I still don't know. I'm just going with that. Anyway, without further ado, let's carry on. Next day, day 3. We finished late as well. Episode 3, Synthesis. 8 a.m. early start. You're back again. Just in time. We have need of you. You managed to prevent Raban Vhart's provocation for ever being published. A good effort, and one that bought us time. In order to take advantage of the situation, Prime Minister Blaine has shifted his schedule to fly out to Trifolith and meet Cassart to calm down the situation permanently. Raban Vhart might have taken a severe blow, but he is far from giving up. Instead, he fired shots. See for yourself. Oh god, what has he done? It's 8 in the morning, it's cloudy, traffic was bad getting in. Let's see. Ilya's PC's disconnected. We've got some browser history. Apparently not too important. We've got some new headlines. We've got Damn Good Coffee's conversation with Mary P. Administration law. A couple of new things going on first thing in the morning. Let's start with the people's voice, I guess. War is inevitable. They are out to discredit me and bring down what the people's voice stands for. But we are stronger. I may have lost this battle, but the war is not over. We will fight back against the traitors Cassart and Blaine, who own this manipulative government apparatus, designed to keep us under control. The government of the nation may have dragged my family into this conflict, and I will not let them get away with this. I'm still here, and so is the people's voice, and we are loud. We have a strong group of supporters who are loyal and will help us get back on track. Know thyself. Know thy enemy. We will fight back with a completely new people's voice, resonating a kind of strength never before seen. I hereby declare war on the government of the nation, who are trying to enslave their own people by manipulating the media. Down with the government, down with Cassart and Blaine. He looks a bit like Gandalf, but he doesn't have the white hair, but there you go. Alright, war is inevitable. He's declared war on the nation. This media outlet, I guess. It's a blog, really. He's declared war. Apparently I can drag this in. Raban Vhart has declared a state of war. Let's hold off on dragging that in. Let's see what else is new first. I don't want Ampleford to get the wrong idea that he actually has a legit army full of tanks and people. He's removed contributor status. Removed contributor status from user Shan, Daniel, and Illya. He's basically purged contribution rights of the other editors. So there are the other guys. We haven't even seen these two. We don't want to know what Illya's up to now. Damn Good Coffee's conversation with Mary P is updated. I'm so sorry about what happened. I haven't the foggiest notion who posted this bloody picture. It's not your fault. It was me who wanted that picture taken in the first place. God, that was so stupid. I'm really sorry. It's okay, Kenan. We wanted this together. What are you up to now? You're not going home, are you? I need to. No, please don't. After this, I'm not sure what he will do. Illya, what's the worst that can happen? He would never be violent to me. You know that. And you know that my offer still holds, don't you? Day First is beautiful around this time of year. Yes, I got that flyer you sent me. It is beautiful for sure. But I told you I can't just leave Bonton. I have to go now. I'm not sure I'll be able to get back to you on here. Keep your head down. Alright. Drop me a message in case anything goes wrong. Raban knows anyway. The best of luck to you. Alright, so we've got a potential conflict here. She doesn't want to leave Bonton, which means somewhere else it says that she does. We need to hunt that down. In terms of headlines, we averted the catastrophe at the Circle Mall. my wonderful friend, my fellow investigator on the job, Harrison O'Donnell. I remember this guy, he's part of the first game. Not relevant to this case, however. What else is new? Just the movie release? Okay. Alrighty, we're good, I think. And the Circle Mall. This was all in the previous game. I won't read through that. I'm sure you're familiar. But let's carry on. Let's talk about the Purge. The Purge. Wrong profile, Raban Vhart. Here we go. Start with this. Could it be that our actions caused a bit of trouble among the ranks of the People's Voice? Good. And there we go. Update. Discussion. I'm not afraid of you. Oh dear. There we go. Here's the other users. Daniel Buchanan, contributor. Last night, 11:42 p.m. Raban, things are getting out of hand with the People's Voice. All these personal insults against you flying around on Blabber and your spiteful articles. We're long past the point of no return. We're no longer a group of journalists with thoughtful and considered rhetoric. Instead, the site has become a mouthpiece for an egocentric maniac who declares war against governments. I'll not put up with this anymore. I quit. You are such a coward. You always have been. Now that we finally see our influence growing, that our voice is being heard, that change is in the air, you just run off and quit? I should have known that when you signed on that you weren't built to stand this heat. Just another bag fare that chickens out whenever things start to get really interesting. Shannon Carillo. Seriously, Raban? Insulting our staff? What kind of leader are you? What kind of journalist are you? You have long stopped uncovering the so-called truth. You've turned into a liar and puppeteer yourself. You're no better than Casardo Blaine or the others that you keep criticizing. Count me out. I'm done. I will not put up with this. Grow a backbone, you cowards. Don't worry. I'll take away your contributor status. I don't need you anyway. If you're not willing to go all the way with me, you're against me. You've been in my way for far too long already. God, don't you hate those people? If you're not with me, you're against me. After, like, 90% of the time you will be against them. Like, when they give you an ultimatum like that, it's not cool. Well, I guess this is the final piece. He has declared war. War? Can you believe it? Who does this prick think he is? Agent, this has to end today. Vhart will no longer undermine the peace in neither Parges nor the nation. If it's war he wants, we can accommodate him. We have our own arsenal, the likes of which Vhart doesn't dare to dream about. When Orwell was created, the office requested a number of additional features beyond the day-to-day tasks of investigators. Some top-level government members objected. They had the obnoxious idea to integrate an ethical codex into Orwell, limiting its capabilities. Naturally, this would not do for us. We are the nation's wardens, and we won't be restricted by some arbitrary set of rules. So we found a way, as we always do, to develop a branch of the Orwell project, the very piece of software you're using right now. Time to make use of its full potential. It's opened! It's unlocked! There's a new portrait for Oleg Bouquet somewhere? What? Okay, anyway. Influencer! Behold the influencer, the centerpiece of our very own version of Orwell. Not even the government has a clue this thing exists. Hello? Scary. It can spread a story through social media channels efficiently and thoroughly, and I'm putting you in charge of it. First, we need the thesis, a key statement which Raban made in his latest article. So this is, I'm guessing this is what Ampleford's been doing to influence the followers with those pictures that she's been posting on Blabber under Tyler Durden. So apparently we need a thesis. Don't quite know what I need to do with that. The People's Voice, antithesis, thesis. I'm going back to his website. There we go. Okay. The government of the nation have dragged my family into this conflict. Grabbing it. The government? Dragging his family into the conflict? They should have clearly opposed Raban's actions and nothing would have happened. Yeah, clearly. Just go against your husband and your brother. Obviously, your duty to the nation supersedes everything. Well, We will counteract this claim accordingly. Let me set that in the influencer. The government has willfully dragged Raban Vhart's family into the conflict. Well, here we go. Here's how this works. We can't simply make up and randomly spread stuff. Instead, I need you to get me palpable information which can be used to counter Raban's statement. From pairs of data chunks that create a certain context together, I can construct a narrative which can then be spread in the influencer. So, find me data chunks to construct a narrative from. With the thesis set in the influencer, new data chunks may be discovered in old documents. Take a look around. Alright, so we need to find things that contradict this statement and that will supposedly create a narrative, a story, to influence the masses and confuse them. Alright. So now that we've thrown a thesis on, we can start putting things together. We have to look at old articles though. God, it could be anything. There's so many things we've got open. Illya's timeline, perhaps? Nothing in here. Karen's timeline? I don't quite know what we're looking for here. I suppose we're just looking for things to contradict that the government has willfully dragged Raban's family into the conflict. Put in doubt. Right, okay. Well, I can't imagine where we would start with that, you know? Close that. Listener, maybe? Oh, there we go. Phone call. You're not my wife anymore. Repudiated his wife. My. Why would anyone be enraged about such a bagatelle? Does it hurt when your own reality proves to be fake, Vhart? Be that as it may, we can surely utilize this circumstance for our own good. It's not strong enough on its own, though. Keep looking for something to reinforce this face with. Fact with, I'm guessing? Not face. I don't know. I won't presume. There are quite a bit of typos in this game, but, you know, it's right. Who am I to judge? We need to find more, I guess. That was not enough. Nothing else on the listener, it seems. There was a star on that, though. But I don't know if there's anything else that's got a star on it. Ugh, this is gonna be tough. Nothing about her divorcing him. Maybe back in the conversation she had. Nope, nothing here. I've already grabbed everything here at the end of the last episode. So I guess that's good in terms of clearing out all those clumps of data, but still, I mean, there's so many pages. Where would I look? Karen's album? Do we need to go back to the hotel? Using a wheelchair, English philosophy. Interesting. Forgive me. Just trying to work this out. Nothing in his immigration file, of course. It's so old. Maybe... Oh, what? Yeah, here we go. Believes other editors of the People's Voice to be his enemies. I don't know how that contradicts that we dragged his family into it, but I'll take it. Raban is becoming more and more unhinged, sensing betrayal around every corner. First, he wants nothing to do with his wife any longer. Now this. One could easily get the idea Raban Vhart's family members aren't quite as important to him as he claims. Let me compose a narrative from what we've got. Right. Okay. Agent, the first narrative is ready to be spread through the influencer. To do so, drag it to the slot in the influencer window and confirm. Using the influencer is extensive and takes about an hour of time to complete. We'll only get very limited chances of spreading narratives today. Make sure they count. Ooh, okay. However, I should probably warn you. What's out there is out there forever, and information can be a most devastating weapon. Now, if you'd do the honors? Well, gladly. Hashtag save Karen and Illya, how Raban Vhart is terrorizing his wife and brother after he learned of their affair. Oh my god. This is scary. This is such a scary tool. Imagine using this, like, mass defamation. You could ruin lives with this. It's ridiculous. And people just gobble this up. So it takes an hour to spread it across the nation. I'm excited but nervous to use this tool. A lot of responsibility in my hands. Looks like quite a few things have come up. The first information spread by your command alone. It's a beautiful thing. The destruction of truth. Isn't it? I don't know. Makes me a bit anxious. I believe we pulled the right strings there. People have swallowed the bait, as you can see on Blabber. We had some good impact on this listener count. I have no doubt Raban won't let go so easily. I wouldn't be surprised to see an appropriate response from him soon. Perhaps you can find out what he's up to before he's actually publishing it, so we can prepare our next narrative beforehand. Alright, so I guess our goal is to decrease the amount of followers he has, or listeners in this case. Okay, cool, we've got some new things. I think I heard 2. People's Voice reactions to the hashtag we've set up. Herman Liazov, at People's Voice, I've always thought you were a bit out of touch in your articles, but terrorizing your family, not cool. Especially for someone claiming to speak in the name of the people. Hashtag save Karen and Illya. The observation, you know nothing about my private life. Your claims are wrong. You don't have the right to judge me. Oh. Moonrise Hell. He's a familiar face. Fuck you, Vhart. You've crossed many lines since you started this ridiculous blog, but intimidating your own family is beyond fucked up. Hashtag save Karen and Illya. At the Moonhill, I have never and would never be aggressive in any way towards my family. I do not owe you any explanation for anything. Crawl back into the hole you ascended from. Fight back, 99. Fight, fight, fight. At People's Voice, you did the right thing and this whole hashtag save Karen and Illya hype is bullshit. Infidelity is a sin, and you should not let those two get away without punishment. He's just like, get off. I would never do anything to harm my dear wife. Fuck off. God. No. So he's just gonna block everybody. Draft. Okay, this is his draft. We need to counter this. Pending article draft. Destroy the media monsters. April 15, 2017. We will always fight back. In the dark caves of the endless information network they lurk. Out to get any innocent victim standing in their way. As from now, I shall call them media monsters. The government apparatus designed to control our minds. These awful creatures, who cannot be considered human, are again trying to damage my family members in order to get to me. They cannot tear us apart. Alright. Believes his family members to be loyal to him. Well, about that. His family's loyal to him? Oh, please. I wonder if Raban believes himself what he writes there. In any case, let's see if we can shake up that feeling of loyalty a bit and prove Raban wrong. For himself, and for the public. Agent, get me pairs of data chunks from which I can construct narratives that we can spread. Pay attention to anything we might use to put Illya or Karen's loyalty to him in doubt. Alright, new thesis. Raban Vhart's family has always been loyal to him and will remain. Got a new article. I don't know how this is going to work, because that takes an hour of time, and data chunks take 10 minutes of time. When we do the spread, we're going to start passing time so much, and a lot of new things will come up. Ooh, private PC registered. How did I not have this before? She must have just done that now. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, let's get on that. Whoa. Administration log. Banned access from Illya's phone. We need to get access to that too. Let's start hunting. Wow, there's just so much stuff going on. People? What's new in here? Oh, that's the hack. That guy, I can't remember his name, but he was in the first game, and he's already affecting this. Hang on, let me quickly read that again. Why not? It's an interesting troll. Catherine Delacroix. The Ministry of Bullshit, dedicated to the purpose of power-mongering and bullying people, was formed as quickly as possible after the elections, just as anyone sane would have anticipated. She is the most hated for the inception of the bullshit bingo, in which Mrs. Delacroix always wins due to the high density of BS in her own speeches. Mrs. Delacroix was subsequently granted the title of the Queen of Bullshit. How kind. What a lovely photo that is. Anyway, let's start browsing these guys, their personal devices. Start with Karen's desktop computer. Private. You never, ever, ever name your folder private. It's just, it doesn't work. It just entices you to go in. Okay, looks like we've got a convo log with Raban. Hey, lovely man. How are you today? Smiley face. Hey, smiley face. Not so good. What happened? I stood in the lunch line for 1.5 hours, and there was nothing but bread left. You know I'm not fussy at all with food, but after not having any lunch for the last 2 days, it stresses me out. The guy at the food handout told me to fuck off if I didn't like it. Oh my god. I have no idea how you stay so calm. It makes me furious even hearing about it. I would have exploded a long time ago. If the guy at the office canteen talked to me like that, I'd get him fired. You know you can't compare this place to an office canteen. I know, it's just... How is it even legal to treat people like that? Calm down, love. I don't mind people being assholes. They are just stressed out themselves. What really bugs me is that nobody really gives a shit about anyone here. Everyone is just trying to get by without being hungry or tired day by day. Hang in there, darling. Never forget, you're a real hero. To the others, and to me, smiley face. I love how you always want to help me, but please stop saying that. It makes me uncomfortable. You're far too modest. You should be proud of what you've done. Anyway, not much longer now. I can't wait, smiley face. By the way, I've picked a location. Sorry, we're still doing Karen. By the way, I've picked a location. I think we could have a beautiful wedding ceremony at Bondon City Park. I just wanted to keep it small and in the open air, instead of renting a huge venue and making a big fuss about it. Plus, I think it'll make for some really nice serene photos. Anything you want is fine for me. But Karen, you are sure you want this, aren't you? I'm getting the feeling I've been rushing you into something that might not be good for you. Raban, come on. You didn't rush me at all. It was my idea. Do you want this? If you want it, I'm absolutely sure. I love you. Yes, I love you too. Then let's do it. Smiley face. Well, she's not in love with him anymore, so this is definitely not something we're going to throw on there. We have their site where they wedded, which was Bondon City Park. Probably going to be photos there. Let's leave that for now. It's just going to pass time. Let's just check out Illya's... the rest of her desktop, actually, before we head on to Illya. Rehab Council, case report, patient Raban Vhart. This was dated October 10, 2012, 5 years ago. Bondon Rehab Council, Karen Levine. Weekly counseling in 2-hour sessions. One author, I'm Karen Levine, and I've been working for Bondon Rehab as a clinical psychologist since February 2010. My specialist field is psychological trauma. Full details of my qualifications and project history will be provided separately by my employer, the Bondon Rehab Council. Patient history. Whoa, just a bunch of dirt jokes there. The patient is a Pargesian refugee whom I've been treating since February 2011. The patient was assigned to Outer Bondon Reception Camp, where he was treated for symptoms of PTSD, traumatic events and severe injury that caused the patient to lose his ability to walk in his home country, coupled with his recent immigration to the nation, are the major contributing factors. Therapy progression. The patient was initially very unresponsive and reclusive, even apathetic in therapy sessions. Occasionally, the patient would even switch to a rather aggressive tone when I pushed too much towards him, revealing details about his experiences and emotional state. This is probably due to the difficult conditions of living in the refugee encampment for an extensive amount of time, which is very much in conflict with the patient's personality valuing strong individuality. Around the summer of 2012, the patient went through a sudden change. He seemed to become more outgoing, happier, and willing to talk more, though was still trying to keep conversations superficial. Throughout the sessions, the patient had been opening up more and more, and I feel like we've been making tremendous progress. In addition, the patient also seemed to be much more appreciated by fellow camp residents. As writing this, I'm unsure whether to attribute the change to the effects of the therapy or to external factors. Therapist's recommendation. Although the patient seems to have made a lot of progress during the past months, I strongly recommend to extend therapy and would like to keep him under close observation personally. To ensure the progress achieved by the patient so far continues, and to determine the exact cause of the change in personality. I will therefore file a request for extending therapy by 6 months. Alright, so we could spin a narrative here. She wasn't really in love with him, she just intended to study him as like a creature. Like a human experiment. Became happier and more outgoing mid-2012. Why was that? What happened mid-2012? Awesome, we could probably use that. There's another file in here, probably Illya. Yep, it is. I, Raban Vhart, that's the same. Patient history. The patient immigrated to the nation in February 2011 as a Pargesian refugee after his brother was involved in a school bombing, losing his ability to walk. I have known and treated the patient since that time. While being very shy and unwilling to talk about details of his experiences for several weeks at the beginning of therapy, the patient has slowly become more outgoing and open after several sessions. His optimism and overall social and friendly character, as well as a tendency to look at the bright side of things, has helped him a lot to get through the psychological trauma of the hardships he and his brother faced back in Parges. As the patient slowly opened up, he especially emphasized his heroic escape from military service in Parges at multiple occasions. He also seemed to become more and more interested in myself and my private life, making it difficult for me to maintain my professional distance as a therapist. I also talked to him about his brother and his increasingly reclusive behavior, urging Illya to assist his disabled brother. The therapy is regarded as successful, and I'm happy to dismiss my patient as largely recovered from his symptoms. However, I feel that it would be very important for him and his brother to leave that refugee camp as soon as possible in order to maintain their mental health. Alright, we got 2 data chunks here. Illya is optimistic and good-natured. Honestly, do we really need to know his personality traits? Not at this point in time. Illya successfully fled from military service in Parges. We're getting a lot of conflicts here. And trash. Beautiful day first. Ooh. Right, this is what Illya wants to, where he wants to take her basically. Interested in moving to day first. I don't know how to pronounce that, sorry if I'm butchering it. Conflicting that she can't leave Bonton. She doesn't want to leave Bonton. I would side with this, considering the fact that we found this in the bin. So, definitely not going to be this. Day first is the nation's most multicultural city with beautiful cafes and markets from all over the world. It's a beautiful place for young couples and singles to enjoy an adventurous, open-minded lifestyle. There are lots of beautiful spots at Dayhurst. The classical style town hall, built in 1780, is definitely worth a visit. The most popular photo spot is the scenic fountain of dancing putti. That's for sightseeing cuisine. Dayhurst provides you with restaurants, cafes, and small diners with dishes from around the world. Don't forget to try our famous Dayhurst hot dogs. No. I don't believe she is keen, neither am I. Let's throw in the fact that she doesn't want to move out of Bonton. That is the conflicting information. Would have been just easier to just find the conflict from here. There we go. Wrong profile. Let's just get these... is this really necessary? Oh, forget it. Let's just throw it in there. She can't leave Bonton. She doesn't want to leave Bonton. Loyal, despite everything that happened? Bah, she'd be better off leaving her husband behind. Raban Vhart is doomed. He will go down, and if Karen is still around at that time, so will she. So friendly. Thank God she's not in the same room as us. Like, we're in a separate part. Okay, time to move on to Illya. What have you got for us? What? How did you not get caught? Like... with Karen, unless you just changed that this morning. Like, seriously? Wouldn't Raban just be like, that's a nice desktop wallpaper you got there, Illya. That's my wife. So that's him playing that card game. Nice hand, smiley face. Cassie, Watergate, Christmas party. Cassandra. From the first game. Sky chat. Hey you. Hey, what's up? Just wanted to see whether the website, this is, these are the messages we've seen on her phone as well, right? Because I've already grabbed this. Hey you, hey, what's up? Just wanted to see whether the website I set up for you is still running. Yeah, all good. Guess I totally forgot to even thank you for it. How about catching up for a coffee sometime? Good, great to hear it's all good. You don't need to thank me. Ugh, I'm getting the voices wrong, sorry. Come on, Illya, it's the least I can do. Well, I won't say no then. Maybe we can also go for a round of HOB if you like. Sure thing. Hey. Illya, not here, okay? Okay, sorry. And then this is the unsent draft. Whew. It's a handful. Karen. I've spent so much time lately thinking that things were becoming far too complicated. Yet now I realize that everything is actually becoming easier. Raban fired me from the People's Voice, and it's like a weight has been lifted from my chest. I suddenly feel free, and I wonder why I didn't change things earlier. Not just with the blog, but with us. You said that you couldn't just leave your life behind, but Karen, what kind of life are you living now? A life, stuck in a cage, dictated by Raban and his whims. It's time to be true to yourself. Karen, I love you, and want to spend the rest of my life with you. I'm going to leave for Defhurst soon. Please come with me. I finally want to be... Unsent draft. Cool, interesting. He wants to leave Bonton with Karen. Oops. Can definitely put that in the narrative. They are not loyal. Well, Illya's definitely not anyway. This is the one. Boop. Oh, now what do we have here? If that isn't an affront to loyalty, I don't know what is. Their affair is one thing, but we need something to show Karen is going all in with Illya now to disprove her loyalty as well. Unfortunately, I cannot provide that. I kind of contradicted it. I'm not all about just making stuff up. Unfortunately. Ugh. I mean, this is where my morals come in now, isn't it? Like, she doesn't want to go, but I could say that she does, and that'll help my cause. But, like, Karen's innocent. Let's carry on with the Sky Chats. What else has he got? Damien Morgan. Hey dude, didn't find the chance to congratulate you yet. What an epic win. Congrats. Thanks. It still seems surreal. Raban Vhart, winner of the Hob Major 2017. Sounds good to me. Yeah, sure does. Know what sounds even better? Defhurst, that's what. What's up with that? I'm out of here. Straight on my way to Defhurst. Very soon. Oh wow. We're gonna miss you, man. But I'm really happy for you. Best of luck. Thanks, Damien. Cassandra Watergate. God, I'm so sick of this place. How do you keep up with this, Illya? Every time I see you, it seems like nothing ever troubles you. I'm holding on to my dreams. You know, one day I'm getting out of here. I can feel it. I'll only do the stuff I want to then. Huh. Didn't think you'd be one to call it quits so easily. Nah, it's not exactly easy. Truth be told, I often dream about quitting. And not just quitting, but getting out and away from my brother. From everything and everyone. But I can't leave him. He needs me. I feel you. I can't imagine how... Just had a look at that Xmas party photo of you on my phone. You seemed so carefree. Your parents are crazy rich people. Nothing should be worrying you. Crazy rich assholes, more like. We argue about the course of the company constantly. Blue hair? What are you even thinking? You don't represent the values of the company with blue hair. It's always the fucking company all the time. I get it. My brother can be like that at times. Shit, that's ugly. I thought they were kinda nice. For the cameras only. If you hate it that much, why don't you go then? How? That's what they call the golden cage. Life is nice and they feed you with silver spoons and shit, but there's no getting away. Not from my family. You can't run from a name. Yeah, right. Cassie, what would you really like to do if you could just walk your own path? Art. Definitely art. Always loved that. I know it sounds kinda dumb. Doesn't sound dumb to me. Keep dreaming. One day, perhaps. Yeah, if lightning strikes me or something. Well, you almost got blown up in the previous game. But that's cool. That helps us. He wants to leave his brother. We know this. This is truthful. This is factual. Not surprising with a brother like that. I could make something out of this, but we need a little extra to dramatize the story more. Extra. I don't have anything extra, unfortunately. Blaine cancels meeting for surprise visit in Trifoleth. What? Uh-oh. Prime Minister cancels crisis meeting and instead visits Parges capital. Oh, right, okay. Plans to lead renewal of stalled negotiations between Cassart and opposition. On Saturday morning, Prime Minister Blaine made a surprise shift of priorities, originally scheduled for a crisis meeting with Secretary of Security Catherine Delacroix in regards to the recent Bonton terror assaults. The Prime Minister instead made plans to mediate in the more than troubled negotiations with President Cassart and the opposition. The original crisis meeting was removed from the official party website, and Blaine took a National Air Force flight straight to Trifoleth, the capital of Parges. As the government spokesman said, The Prime Minister has landed at Trifilith International Airport about an hour ago and was promptly welcomed by President Cassart with military honours. This alone gave the opposition enough reason to once again question the impartiality of the Prime Minister and announce that Blaine would not be accepted as a proper mediator. It's like, how is this ethical? How is this happening? How does he become a mediator? He's clearly favoured by Cassart. It's just ridiculous politics. Man. Displaying locations of the last 24 hours, Penn Street. I think that's his home. Yep. It's his home address. He's just been at home chilling. E-ticket. His e-ticket wallet's empty. Contacts. Karen Raban Vhart, her mobile number. Yep. Let's grab it. Now. Cool. Not much else here. Notes. Uncle Simos has an uncle. About Captain Illya Janeway. What does this mean? Is this worth creating a profile? Would we find anything new? Not quite sure. Alright, we've got a narrative almost. We just need something to dramatize it. Just give it that extra bit of flair, that little bit of spice. Fortunately, I don't have too much else. He's optimistic, good-natured. That doesn't help me at all. Let's throw this in. She intended to... yeah, this will help. This will be more dramatic. How awfully caring of her. Or maybe not. This could be useful to make Raban doubt Karen's motivation in marrying him, but we need the right context first. Okay. I'll be able to choose multiple narratives, right? I could focus on Illya or on Karen. What happened in mid-2012 in Raban's life? What do we know? I don't suppose we have a timeline of events under his profile. Injury occurred. Immigrated 2011. Cooperated with Illya, who we haven't heard from since. Was it even worth saving his life? I don't know. Let's get that marriage. The date. They got married. Very picturesque. Maybe you could find a photo somewhere. Thank you for that spoon feeding. It's great. I appreciate it sometimes. Like, where are we going? Hologram is the name of the thingy. There it is. Karen's album. Bonton City Park. What do we got? There's the wedding photo. Was this the happiest day of my life? I'm not sure. Oof. Here we go. Was it a rush decision? Maybe it was, in hindsight. There were ups and downs, but if our marriage has brought any good, Raban and Illya finally didn't have to endure that awful company longer. So, that can be useful. Permanent residency is granted upon marriage to a citizen, for the spouse as well as family members. Questionable thing if you ask me, especially if the circumstances of that marriage were to appear shady. Good, good, good. This is all helping. But we're not quite there yet.